Okay, so that was a crazy start, but tonight we're coming to you to actually talk to you about how to get your new business builders started. So this is kind of an exciting and a little bit scary thing to talk about. Rachel and I have done a lot of discussion about it, and it wasn't really easy for us to put this call together, honestly, because once you start sharing with people, you just kind of know the steps that you should take, and it was a little difficult for us to put it down. So, the first couple of things, there's 5 things that we think are super important that you need to realize when you're getting your members started, especially to get them started right. And that is, number 1, to make sure that you send them the correct email. Number 2, make sure you're adding new members to the group. Number 3, your new associate checklist. Number 4, the You+Two and Them+Two. And then number 5, making sure they are on the right path to Crystal Executive.
Hey, Amanda,
so
just in
when
case
you talk,
you're sharing your screen, we can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
So we're just seeing a phone.
Oh my. Okay.
Okay, it's starting, and
yay.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
There we go.
All right, here we go. Number 1. Sorry, guys. Oh boy, sending emails. So what emails do you send? Whenever you get your new associate started correctly, the right way, I think that some of the most important emails to send are, number 1, the welcome email. This welcome email should be something that's exciting, that represents your excitement for this company, that represents your excitement for what your new associate is going to experience. So in your welcome email, you want to make sure to include crucial information to them. So of course, their ID number, their login information, their auto ship date. I like to include things like links to Healthy Mind and Body, the ISA Body Challenge. This is something that they can look over. Sometimes it can get a little overwhelming, but making sure that you send this welcome email. And when I send it, I always make sure that when I send it, I put in their subject line to make sure they save it. That way they're always able to reference back to that. I know when Rachel and I were talking earlier today, she kept telling me about how we can be duplicable. And I think she can tell you a little bit about what she thinks about the emails that I sent to her whenever I first started.
Yeah. All the emails that you sent me, when I started enrolling and having to send my own emails to my new associates, I just copy and pasted. I took out their names, I took out their ID numbers, I took out their shipping dates, I took out their shipping totals, their usernames, their passwords, and I replaced all of it with my associates' information, and was able to send it that way without having to redo a whole new overwhelming fancy thing for me to figure out and come up with when you're just starting. So I was able to take those and use them. And then when my associates became consultants and was enrolling themselves, new enrollments, I taught them to do the same thing. So you kind of have a 3-generation email. And
actually, it's 4, I think, because Tara sent that one to me too. So it's nice to make sure that you have something that's duplicable for sure. After the emails, you want to make sure that you send them the open box video. This is a great video to kind of get them introduced to the products before you talk to them on their open box call. This sets them up, for the open box call, and it's just basically an overview of Isagenix in general. The next thing that I like to send them is the 30-day guide. And this 30-day guide is chock full of information. It has information pertaining to what foods to eat and what to avoid. It shows them a different cleanse schedule. I know that the new pamphlet that comes with the Isagenix package actually has a different cleanse schedule than we're used to following. So I like to send them the 30-day guide because it has the original one that I've seen so many people with have success with. And that, it also talks about water intake, things like that. So really important things to make sure that you're setting them up correctly by sending them the appropriate emails. So another thing that you want to make sure you're doing is adding your members to all the right support groups. These are the 3 support groups that I add all of my members to. Healthy Balanced Family, that is the group that Tara started when she came into this company, and it's basically my go-to. This is my big group that I add my people to, because we post recipes. We make sure to welcome them on a welcome group so that they feel supported and welcome. And then it offers lots of tips and product introductions, things like that. If I know that somebody is interested in possibly making Isagenix their business, I always add them to the Dream, Achieve, Repeat, the BBY group, because it's an amazing tool for them to have for the business group. The BBY offers plenty of recognition. It shows about, different corporate ongoings. It's not that we don't do that in the Healthy Balanced Family. Of course we do, but this is just another group that you can add them to. And then the last group that I like to add my associates to is the fans group. This group has 11,000 members. So if you have somebody who has a question, this is probably a really good group to add your member to ask a question, because they're probably going to get it answered quite quickly in that group. And there's a lot of support in that group as well. So the third thing that we talk about is the new associate checklist. I didn't realize how important the new associate checklist was, and I spoke with Dawn a little bit today, because I have not utilized this in my business as much as I should. And after going over it and looking at it and talking to Dawn and talking with Rachael today, I've realized that this is actually very important. And I've heard it in, IC University and other places, but being able to just sit down and look at it, it's an excellent resource tool. So this helps you to make sure you're building clear intentions with your associates. Whenever you're, whenever you're filling out the checklist on the new associate checklist, this actually gives you even the opportunity to show them what's available to them as far as building a business. So my big question was always, how in the heck are you supposed to use this thing? It can be very overwhelming. So you're starting a new associate, and you're showing them all of these groups to be added to, and you're sending them all of these emails, and it's completely overwhelming when you think about this checklist. So you really have a couple of options. First of all, you can print this off and fill it out like an interview style. And this is just a way, for you to make sure that you are keeping their goals clear, and it helps you to let them understand that you're trying to get to know them a little bit better. This is a great opportunity for you to figure out what your associate goals may be, whether that be through health, whether that be through wealth, or just whatever their goals may be. These are always going to be present in front of you. Another option that you have is to send it to your new associate to fill out before you do your open box call. I think that doing it as an interview whenever you're speaking to that person is an excellent idea, because they may not really understand how to fill it out to begin with whenever they look at it. So another thing is that this actually leads you up to the actual business builder option. If you haven't seen the new associate checklist, we just kind of added this to the slide so you can see what to go through. There's several steps here. As it shows you here, steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Of course, you need to make sure that this is completed within the first 48 hours of joining Isagenix. And again, this shows you send a welcome email, and you check that off to make sure that you've done that for this associate. Set up a time and date for a welcome call. And you can make sure that you've got them started correctly by filling in all of these blanks. It also shows you a way to introduce your new associate to the back office. Then you can talk to them about all of these things. These are some other pages that are in there, the commitments that you want to get from them, etc. So this actually can kind of lead you up to the business builders option like I talked about, when you want to talk to them about the You+Two and Them+Two. This actually is a lot of people struggle with, how do you present this to somebody? How do you present You+Two and then+Two? Well, when you get to the new associate checklist, when you're talking about wealth creation, a lot of times it's easier to say, I am actually obligated to tell you that if you share Isagenix, there's an opportunity for you to earn your products for free. So this helps you to introduce the You+Two and then+Two to your teammates. It's pretty interesting that only 80% of associates are only product users. That leaves a very small percentage that are probably going to build the business. But you have to remember that your product users are the ones that are going to continue to order. So don't make assumptions. That's super important to remember. You can't make assumptions just because Joe told you in the very beginning that he doesn't want to build a business, or just because you think, oh, this person's very busy, they probably don't even want to know about the compensation plan. Don't make assumptions, because you never know who is going to be your next business builder. The You+Two and then+Two is definitely a way for you to show them the money. You need to lay it out for them and explain it in a simple term that they can understand, because it can become overwhelming. The PIB is this and the double bonus is that. It can become very overwhelming. So an interesting fact that Tara actually helped me find today was that associates who earn $1 or more have a retention rate of 70 to 75%. So that's quite huge. So $1, one person on your team earns $1 and your retention rate is 75%. Now, consultants who earn more than $300 have a retention rate of 99%. That's huge. That is why it's so important for you to make sure that you're putting that compensation plan in front of every person. Those who earn $0, their retention rate is 20 to 25%. That's a huge jump. You should feel obligated to make sure that you put this in front of them. So Isagenix actually created several scripts that are not, they seem very overwhelming when you read them in paper. So I'm just going to read a couple of them to you to show you maybe an easier way to get into talking to somebody about the business. So Isagenix has created a simple system that can allow you to earn money by sharing product and potentially earn up to $820. This concept is simple. It's called You+Two, then+Two. And it boils down to you sharing the Isagenix system with two people, who then share the Isagenix system with two more people. So that seems like a lot to memorize. It's not necessary for you to memorize this word for word, but you're going to start getting comfortable with being able to put this into words that you can have somebody they can relate to these words. So another example would be, for example, when you start using the system and seeing results, people are going to notice. They're going to want results like yours. So I am very big about day 5 of my associate who has just started with a custom 30-day. I always message them on day 5 and I talk to them and I'm like I always ask them how their results were. And they'll tell me, generally, I feel great. I'm sleeping wonderfully. I've lost 7 pounds this time, this week just by cleansing. This is my day 5. I can't believe this. So I always say, this is amazing. Can you imagine how many people can relate to you and how many people are looking for this? And when they message back or they talk back, they're like, I know, my sister's boyfriend's husband's brother, he would so benefit from this. He really needs it. And then I talk to them about the opportunity that lies in front of them. So some people wait until 5 days. Some people wait until 30 days, but you just need to make sure that you're putting this in front of them as soon as you can. Another thing that has been scripted by Isagenix is, tell me who you think might benefit or want to lose some weight, feel healthier, have more energy, age more youthfully, or make some extra money. This is a great way for them to start developing their list, because even though they know how many people, they're not thinking about that at that time. But if you can help them understand that this is an opportunity available for everybody, they can start developing their list, and it will be much easier for them to reach out and to understand the compensation plan. So, for example, when you're talking to them and talking to them more about the U+2 and them+2, when you help Rachel and Tara, who will say that Marissa had contacted me and said, I have a friend, Rachael, and I have a friend, Tara. So Marissa, when you help Rachel and Tara join with Isagenix and start on a qualifying system, Isagenix will give you a referral bonus ranging from $25 to $150. So instead of saying, you know, when you become consultant or when you become crystal manager or when you do this, you can break it down into more simple terms that they can understand, talking about how they're going to earn the money. And then eventually later, you need to definitely make sure they understand the compensation plan better. So I put this on a slide just because I think this is a wonderful tool for you to be showing people that are interested in sharing the business, or even those who you don't even think are interested in sharing the business. This is a very, very simple tool that they can see. It talks here, you know, about this is you, and this is your two, and this is your bonus that you can earn. So you could put this in front of them and show them their path to manager right away and the bonus that they could earn if they did it within 60 days. So the path to Crystal Executive. Crystal Executive is a big deal. And this is how you are going to be successful with Isagenix. If you can focus on a clear path to Crystal Executive and you can show your associates and your downline a clear path to Crystal Executive, you're going to build an empire. But you have to make sure that they understand the right tools. So if they are ready to build their business, they need to be shown the path to Crystal Executive. Isagenix provides this clear path, and they provide us an outstanding compensation plan. So I just wanted to make a slide here that shows a couple of things that you should definitely talk about to your associates after they're starting to really grow their business. And you want to make sure that you reach out to them, you ask them what you can do to help them, ask them how that you can help them to understand this path a little bit easier. You know, talk to them about double PIBs. I know that whenever I have a new associate that starts, for example, and they enroll 2 people, and they're like, I did what? The double what? What is a double PIB? So you have to take the time to make sure that they can understand what a PIB is or what a rank advancement bonus is. I noticed on one of the newest scripts that it talks about, instead of saying manager, they say the first leadership level, the consultant is like first leadership level. They've taken it into different terms to make it a little simpler maybe to understand. Let's see. And then I just put this on here so that you could see this is a very easy way to explain it to them. Whenever you start talking about them growing their business a little bit more, when you have initially talked to them about the U+2 and them+2, you can show them this path. You can show them that you have a right team and you have a left team, and that if you can do the U+2 and them+2 5 times on each side, that they can earn an incredible bonus with Isagenix and they can start building their team. So this is just the thing about the rank advancement bonuses that shows them another great tool to put in front of them so that they know exactly what they're shooting for. Because when you show them the path, they're more than likely going to follow it. And you don't have to recreate the wheel. The tools are provided for you. It's just making sure that you give them the tools, because the tools are super important. So a couple highlights about this call. Make sure that you're setting your associate up for success, because that is what's going to build your business. If you have associates that are set up successfully, they will eventually have associates that are set up successfully. So what you do, they're going to do. So make sure that every associate is set up every single time. Get them involved. Get them on the team calls. And never, ever, ever, ever make assumptions about who you should put this in front of. because you never know when you're going to enroll your next rock star. Let's see here. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any questions at all? I can't see you. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Stopping the share. There we go. All right. Did I lose everybody?
No, we're here.
All right. Okay, well, I guess if nobody has any questions, we could stop the recording.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right now.